Hop and Fight fan, sorry for that technical issue. We're back. An interview with me, Mystic Black. We got UFC vet, middleweight and light heavyweight, smiling Sam Alvey. We're gonna add him on in, and we're gonna start. Sorry for the technical issue. We're all good. We're all clear. Let's keep it moving. Gonna add him on in. Give me one moment. There we go. Hope we're all good. There he is again. So sorry about that, Sam. We're back.
Oh, no
We're in the
worries, no
house.
worries.
I appreciate it, Sam. Thank you so much for the time today. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Mystic Black MMA Hour. Hope we're going to have a good time here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Absolutely. So during this pandemic, how have you been doing? How have you been keeping busy? Are you in the gym?
Yeah, shoot, I haven't missed a day. I've been getting about 2 workouts a day. We've just kind of ignored a lot of the everything trying to keep us down. We just kept pushing forward, and we're doing all right.
That's good. That's good. I know you suffered a couple losses in a row recently. What
Yeah,
do you
thanks
think?
for bringing those up.
I know. I didn't want to, but I felt you won that last split decision against Ryan Spann. But what do you think has been going wrong? Anything specific that you felt like was a little off?
Well, I'd broken my hand about 3 weeks before the fight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was I didn't feel after the fight. My hand was just swollen. I couldn't use it. I was backstage. I couldn't get a Gatorade open. I had to keep handing stuff
Wow.
to my coaches. But during the fight, it was just the last 3 weeks of camp is I didn't throw my left hand, and so I got into the fight and I was a little tentative with it. I was willing to hurt it. I was willing to really break it, but I was just tentative throwing it because I hadn't used it in about 3 weeks.
Wow. Do you think you taking fights on short notices might have like added on to that, or it's just an accident that happens within training?
It just happened in training. I broke my hand I originally broke it last November, had a surgery, had everything put together. It took me out of my fight with Shogun. And then everything was healed. I was cleared. I was supposed to fight Khalil Roundtree in April in March.
In March,
late
yeah.
March.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that got scrapped. Then I was supposed to fight him in April. That got scrapped. Then I was supposed to fight Spann in April, and that got scrapped. And then eventually, all right, you can fight Spann in a week. So all right, I'm there. At that point, there was no turning it down. It was with the hand or without a hand. I was going to do it.
Absolutely. So you fought in that 185 majority of your career, and now you're up at 205. Do you feel comfortable at any specific weight class, and do you want that Shogun fight maybe after?
I would love the Shogun fight. I don't feel better or worse at either weight class. It's a much easier camp at 205. I have to diet a lot less. I have to cut down a lot less. But then I get into the fight, and everyone's a lot bigger. At 85, I feel like I'm one of the biggest 85s in the UFC, and I'm one of the middle of the road to smaller 205ers, which is unfortunate. But wherever the UFC wants me, I'm very happy to fight there.
But no preference into where you'd fight next at 185 or 205.
No preference. I'm on TikTok now. I just found TikTok like a month ago. I freaking love TikTok.
Hey, what's your TikTok name so everybody knows out there?
It's at Smiling Sam. So it's the same on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. No, I love TikTok. And I've been having some fun with that. Every morning I weigh myself, and I say I'm cutting back down to 85. And we'll see if I go to 85, but I'm on my way down. So we'll see.
So the weight's been going down every day, so it looks like you maybe head back down to 185?
I'm going that way, and if the UFC wants me to stay at 205, I'll stay there. I'm just kind of waiting to hear from them.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sam, let's circle back a little bit to like the beginning of your career. How did you end up? You're from Wisconsin originally, correct?
Yes.
How did you end up at Team Quest over there with Dan Henderson?
Well, I beat everyone in Wisconsin. I never meant, I didn't mean to be a fighter at the beginning. I kind of stumbled into it. I didn't know anything about the UFC. I didn't know who Dan Henderson was till I met him. I beat everyone in Wisconsin, and I was pretty much self-trained. I had my own gym. I just made it up as I went. Turns out I hit pretty hard, and I can get hit pretty hard and keep going. So I had a good base, I guess. And it was my wife. My wife picked did all the research, looked at, I don't know, 6 or 7 different gyms around the country, and she made the determination of Team Quest.
And there was nothing specifically of this, like, I know you're beating everybody in Wisconsin, but what got you into mixed martial arts? Because I know you were a wrestler in high school. You did the Greco-style wrestling as well. What was something that, you know what, I want to hit people, I want to start boxing with them. Was there anything specific that brought you into that?
No, so someone just said, "Hey, you want to fight in the cage?" And okay, and then I found the cage, and that was kind of it. I kind of wrestled in high school. I wrestled 2 years in high school. I wrestled 2 years in college, but it was my last 2 years. So it was just, I enjoyed doing it, but I was never great at it. I was a good practice dummy for the good guys. Never watched fighting, never watched boxing, never did taekwondo. It was just somebody said, "Hey, you want to fight in the cage?" I said, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." And I never looked back. I ended up in the UFC.
That's awesome. So you never wanted to, like, because you don't usually use your wrestling when you're in the cage. You usually like striking and standing. So there's any specific reason you prefer striking over the wrestling part? Or is it being more exciting? Because you're one of the most exciting fights. Anytime you fight, you never know what's going to happen.
And that's the fans like striking more. They like people fans like people getting knocked out, and I've gotten pretty good at that part. So I've always been real happy to just do that part, to do the knockout thing. The fans wanted me to wrestle more. I'd figure out how to wrestle more.
Absolutely. So you just brought up your wife. What does it mean to you to always have her in your corner there?
She's just, when I first started, she was in my corner. It was a free ticket. You didn't have to buy a ticket for your corner. She says, "Oh, I'm in my corner. It'll save $40. And she started taking it way more serious than I ever did. She was the one that, like I said, she did the research in the gym. She's the reason I left Wisconsin. She's the reason I did just about everything with my career. So for her to be able to go around the world with me is it's just an amazing feeling.
That is awesome. Do you still see Dan Henderson in the gym? Is he still in there working with you guys and teaching younger kids?
Yeah, no, he beats us all up. It's the most humbling thing is he's 49 or 50 right now. And he'll come in, and he's not good for the 5 rounds that he used to be good for, but for 1 round, he'll beat anyone in the world.
He's still got that power, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's friggin' coming, and you can't stop it. You don't know when it's coming or how it's going to get there, but it's going to get there.
Does seeing him in the gym motivate you to want to fight longer and know that you can have that longevity in your career like he did?
Oh, absolutely. There's few people like him. He's genetically better than most people. But to be able to see him be able to perform like he does and do the things he's done is it's humbling.
That's awesome, Sam. This is a question I always want to ask you. How do you just keep that positive energy that you do? Always smiling, even after some losses, you still have that smile on your face and you're still motivated to keep pushing forward.
I'm just a happy guy. I love to do what I do. I never meant to be a fighter. I didn't know I was going to love it as much as I do. And now I make a good living doing something I would do for free, something I have done for free, something I've done professionally for free. And I get paid a lot of money, and they fly me and my family around the world. And I get to perform and talk to people like you all the time. Losses suck, but at the end of the day, I love my life. I love my career. I love you guys.
Hey, we love you too. We love you too, Sam. We always love watching you fight. I promise you that. How do you want Sam Alvey to be remembered?
I want to be the fighter's fighter. Cerrone. Everyone thinks he's great because he is. But more than that, they think of him, he is a fighter's fighter. He's a guy, he'll go in there and do what he does best. On a day's notice, on 10 days' notice, on 2 months' notice, he will just go in there and get it done. And that's what I want to do. I just saw a record. I think somebody's going to beat Cerrone's record for most fights in the UFC this weekend.
Jim Miller. Yeah, Jim Miller. 35.
I want to be on that list. And my next fights, whenever that is going to be my 20th fight. That means I need another at least 15 to get on the same level as Cerrone and Miller. And that's a goal. I want to do it. I want to fight in the UFC until I can't anymore.
Are you ready to take a fight now if they offered you one?
Oh, absolutely. I've never turned down a fight, even when I should have. Most of my losses in the UFC are on like 2 weeks' notice fights.
That's something hard to do, and I always tell my friends and other people, just like a fighter taking something on that short notice with a little bit of training camp, that's very tough against the game opponents that you have fought.
Yeah, and going into it, I had never thought I'd lose those. So, well, you know what? Last time I lost, but this time I just feel great. This time and the opponent's good. It's going to be great, and it just it hasn't worked out that way for me.
That's it. So Sam, before we get you out of here, just gotta ask you a couple last couple questions. We got fights this weekend. Just want to get the Alvey predictions. Uh, is that okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got Junior Dos Santos versus Jerizo Rosenstrike. Who do you got on that one?
I like Dos Santos, but he is getting older. Rosenstrike's a good striker. I'm gonna take Santos. I like his striking more. I think he's a better boxer, even though he's getting a little older.
He looks in shape. I don't know if you've seen a recent picture of him just like kind of like flexing in the gym, and he just looks in immaculate shape right now.
He does. He looks good, and I love it. I love it when the fighters look good.
All right. In the co-main event, we got Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera. Who do you got in that one? And how you feel about this new up-and-comer Sean O'Malley and the hair?
Um, so I love Vera. I know Vera a little bit. We bump into each other often enough. We end up fighting on the same cards as each other a lot. So I love Vera. So I'm picking him, but that might be the heart over the brain. I know there's a lot of hype on O'Malley, and he's climbing those rankings, fast. And we'll see if it keeps going. I think if it goes in the later rounds, I think it's a big advantage for Vera. If it's finished early, it's going to be O'Malley that gets it. But I'm going to take Vera in this. And my boy Jordan Winsky, who's not in the UFC yet, but he should be. She should be soon.
You were talking about him the other day. You're 135, right?
Yep. I want to see him fight O'Malley. And O'Malley's very talented. I like O'Malley. I like watching him fight. But it's just a fight I think it'd be great for my buddy Jordan.
You think Jordan can get maybe on the Contender Series possibly?
We're working it. We're trying.
Awesome. All right. So in the main event, I know your main event picks are sometimes you said it the other day. You're like, don't choose me for a main event, but I got
I'm 100% wrong on main events.
I got
Last week, it was what, Brunson last week? I was sure Brunson was going to lose, and then he goes on and just dominates. Yeah, I was pulling for Brunson, so I was happy, but
same thing with me. I thought Sebastian was going to take that one, but it's MMA. Anything can happen, and Brunson is an experienced guy. But we got the trilogy: Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic, third-time fight. Cormier's last fight. Is he going to go out on top, or is Stipe just going to solidify that he's the best heavyweight ever?
I'm taking DC in this fight. DC dominated the first time, was winning the second time, got knocked out. I'm going to take DC, and I think DC's wanted the fight more than Stipe has. And I think it opens up the division a little bit. If DC wins, Nagano will be the next champion. And if Stipe wins, maybe he fights Nagano again. I don't know what happens after that, but I'm gonna take DC, which means Stipe is probably gonna win.
You heard it here first from Smiling Sam Alvey. Daniel Cormier is gonna win that fight. We'll see what happens this weekend. Sam, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Hope to keep in contact with you and one day get to interview you in person.
That sounds like a plan, my man.
All right. Thank you so much, Sam. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Have a great day.
There it is. Smiling Sam Alvey. What a positive soul and spirit. He's a great guy for the sport, in the sport, and just always has that amazing spirit about him. And hopefully get some more fights in whichever division he gets in. I mean, he stays in, and I want to see him fight Shogun next. That'd be a good fight. I was excited for the fight the first time, and I'd be excited for the fight the second time. So hope you guys enjoy that. It will be right here, right after. You can watch it whenever you want. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's a different time period today, but we're here. Mystic Black, out. Boom. Oh, no. Okay, we're good.